All right, everyone, we have, of course, breaking news as of this morning. A suspect arrested in connection with the mail bombings, actually. Now, depending on who you ask, they're calling him either the MAGA bomber, because they're assuming Trump fan, based on some of the stickers on his van. If we take that at face value, that is what it would indicate. Or the boomer bomber, which I like better. Sort of rhymes with Unabomber. Now, he's in his mid-50s and apparently fucked up. Not entirely tech literate as far as getting his message out on Twitter. We'll talk about that in a second, though. But he has been arrested. And first thing I'd like to say is the fact that he was caught quickly, as I pointed out yesterday, indicates a higher likelihood that this is a dumb right-winger as opposed to a liberal trying to game the midterms. That's, in all honesty, that does make that considerably more likely. The timing is still suspect. I still have reservations about believing maybe the official storyline that's being broadcast at the moment. We have to wait till Florida's police and the FBI come out at, I think, 2 or 2:30. About an hour and a half from now, they're going to give an update. I wouldn't be surprised to find that his conversion to, the Republican Party, which apparently was in March of 2016, well after the election had ended, was not entirely genuine. That before that he was like hardcore liberal or something. You go on his Twitter, it goes back to around the same time period. Some people, of course, say, well, that's evidence he was radicalized. That's not true. This person was arrested in 2002, fucking almost 20 years ago, on a terroristic threat conviction with regards to threatening to bomb a Walmart, I think it was. In 2004, he was under active probation for Grand Theft Auto, according to what I saw. So he's got a criminal record. It includes threatening to bomb things. This is a person who I don't think is playing with quite a full deck, and he was doing that long ago, probably before he was a Republican, long before Trump was in politics. So Trump is almost exonerated. Now, as for him being a conservative, absolutely, that's likely at this point. But if you look at this van, this is one thing that is odd. It looks like this van was plastered with all of these Trump stickers within the last, day or so. Like, they're totally brand new. They're very, very over the top. Again, indicating a person who's not quite all there. By the way, if these stickers were like pro-Democrat stickers, Trump is evil, fucking impeach, 45 or whatever, it'd still be evidence of mental illness. Anyone that covers the windows of their fucking van with a bunch of political bullshit, especially the edgiest of boomer memes, what the fuck am I supposed to think about this person? And then we get something. And this is very unfortunate because it means that the problems with the intel agencies under Obama haven't yet been solved. And that's the fact that the intel agencies, the FBI had already looked into him. He's obviously on a watch list. He's got a criminal record, including terroristic threat making. And yet it still took him days to take this dude down. It shouldn't have even taken him that long. It should have been pretty much 24 or 48 hours later they've nabbed him. Instead it took, 4 or 5 days. I think that's dismaying. The intel agencies have more work to do. It's just like with Tsarnaev, with the Tsarnaev brothers. Older brother goes over to Chechnya. He gets radicalized into Islamofascism. He comes back. The Russian intel agencies told the FBI he's been radicalized, keep an eye on him, he might do something crazy. They did nothing. They weren't able to stop him. Whole fucking city of Boston's on lockdown for fucking 48 hours trying to find younger brother. It was crazy. The same appears to have been the case here. By the way, again, the same question still hasn't been answered. How was he able to send these devices? The timeline wouldn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, the timeline, if he drove there. I guess it's possible. Okay, I guess that the odds are he drove to D.C., deposited, went to New York, deposited, came back to Florida, or something. But that doesn't really... How could he have possibly escaped notice doing this repeatedly in heavy urban areas, especially if he already had all this shit on his van? Maybe he just attached it as of today, and that was the icing on the cake. He's sitting outside putting stickers on his van when the FBI shows up. I don't know. We've got more questions than answers still at this time, other than there is a higher degree of likelihood that this is a deranged right-winger. But blaming Trump when he already got convicted for making terroristic bomb-related threats in 2002, not so logical. This is a person who's got a lengthy history of apparently this sort of behavior. Thankfully, also, you've got to keep in mind, one thing we can be thankful for, regardless of motive or, really he had accomplices or whatever, nobody got hurt. Nobody had their hands blown off. No fucking, mail truck blew up or whatever. That's a good thing. So it could have been a lot worse. These could have been active devices and killed dozens of people. We should probably keep that in mind. By the way, timing is still suspect, and it'll definitely be used for political reasons. And by the way, one last thing here. It looks like he might be a Seminole supremacist. Like they're saying a white male was arrested. According to what he's saying for the last 2 fucking years on Twitter, he's like, oh, the invincible, never conquered Seminole nation stands with Trump and stuff. Every other tweet invokes the Seminole community. So is this dude like some sort of weird Native American supremacist or something? Stranger things have happened. It's always possible. He looks like a living meme, and apparently he lived his life like he was one too. And he was apparently fairly wealthy. He had several businesses. He had, what was it, a catering business and a dry cleaner or something? So he owns several businesses. He's a business owner. He obviously has this squeaky clean, new, decent-looking work van or whatever the fuck it was. So he might not be super rich, but he's not doing too bad. So it's not like he snapped because, oh, shit, I'm going to be broke tomorrow. So that's sort of off the table. It's probably not related to bereavement. In that respect, the Bernie part, I guess, is off the table. It is still possible that this is, though, a liberal who's trying to frame Trump supporters. It's possible. Could be that in the wake of the deplorable comments and stuff, because he's fucking crazy, he decided to play the long game, so to speak. But it's less likely. It's more likely he's fucking psycho. That's about all. Peace out.